This is Cindy and
Rosita.
And we are out here in Anaheim at Kaiser, where my mama just finished up an MRI, and we are in front of some arches, and it reads like this: Arches of Gratitude. Gratitude, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. Practicing gratitude leads to better sleep, stronger immune systems, improved kidney function, reduced blood pressure and stress hormone levels, and a stronger heart. Kaiser Permanente encourages you to count on your blessings, thank you, and thrive. So we just read a quote on gratitude, the arches of gratitude. And so what resonated with you?
What resonated? Well, if you have practice gratitude, I know that you're gonna feel better. So but I didn't know how much your body can make.
Mm-hmm. And so what does gratitude mean to you?
Gratitude is to be thankful, but also thankful in the first place, and also that like to give things to other, even a word, a smile.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I was thinking of saying and opening up our discussion with, as we bring in 2025 and we say thank you to 2024, I thought about it, putting it that way, because sometimes it's said as we bring in 2025 and say goodbye to 2024. I don't think the year and the years past deserve a goodbye. I think they deserve a thank you. I think we need to be grateful and show gratitude for what the year has brought us, the good and the bad and the ugly. I think we can't say goodbye to a year if it was hard, because those hard moments were there to teach us a lesson, to stray us away from certain circumstances. Or if we focus on the positive, a year brings us joy, laughter, happiness. So I don't think we say goodbye. We say thank you and show gratitude for what the year has brought. What do you think about that?
Oh, I was thinking way back to to be thankful, like you say, not only because of the years that they've been good, but also for the bad ones. But it just came to my mind how grateful I am, and how grateful, because I remember myself coming out of the hospital when I have you on my arms, just where you were just born, and I was coming home. And then I remember you brothers also, how in that year 1976, 1978, for me were the greatest, and I thank God for it. Then as we go by in different years, we have are up and down, but just to see you grow up, to see you, take you to school, and how far we have come. Kinder, junior, high, university. They were hard, but they were challenging. But we had each other. In 1978, your brother, and how he was so close. He was so loving, always hugging me when he was little, getting in my lap and all this stuff.
So as you're speaking, I hear you being grateful for your children
Yes,
and grateful for the moments you have had with your children.
yes. But you know what? I'm so happy when I got married.
Mm.
Yeah. That was something simple. That was something, I mean, very simple.
So as you're reflecting on 2024, you're showing gratitude for your marriage, for your children?
No, and 1975, 1976.
No, but for this year.
Oh, for this year.
And as we're discussing 2024, you are talking about your children and your marriage. So are you telling me that your reflection of this year is the gratitude and thankfulness you have for your children and your marriage?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
Okay.
And how about you?
I've only thought about that I don't want to say goodbye to 2024. I want to say thank you, and I am very grateful for the experiences that have occurred this year, because they haven't been about the experiences I've had this year haven't been lavish. It hasn't required a lot of money to have some of the experiences this year that have brought me joy and smiles. So for that, I'm grateful. We have shared experiences out in nature, different areas, if you can recall, where we have had the opportunity to have a conversation in nature with the universe about protecting your peace, about being the right me, about grief. We spoke a lot on grief. So I am grateful for this year, for the opportunity to be able to enjoy and embrace what we tend to say are the small big things. And there is so much beauty out in the world, and I live by what my brother told me, how he said, "Cynthia, why are you always looking at the bad things?" And I'm like, that's right. Why am I so fixated on seeing what's wrong? And so it opened my eyes to try to see the good. And sometimes the good is in people. Sometimes the good is in a beautiful garden. Sometimes the good is in nature, such as animals. So I guess having stepped across the arches of gratitude, I just wanted to bounce off of that notion and ask, like, what is gratitude, and how do we show gratitude, and what are we grateful for this year, and how do we hold on to the good things, the bad things of this year, and carry them forward into the next following year? Because a lot of individuals, I think, are going to try to flee 2024 for the bad that it brought. But then the story is going to be the same every year. Every year you're going to flee from the bad things that happened. But what if we embrace them because they become part of us? Having lost my brother, my dad, Captain Butter, we can't flee that. We had to embrace it, live it, feel it in order to keep living. And in doing that, like we've talked about, is we're honoring their memory. And to you, I challenge you to think about this. We're at Kaiser. And in 2020, you were here for chemotherapy. In 2020 and 2021, you were here fighting for your life. And now it's 4 years later, and you're still walking, breathing, and you're still facing challenges. I mean, we're here for an MRI that is supposed to take a look at your tumor, right?
Yes.
But looking back and then knowing where you are right now, you endured a lot. I mean, what a battle you faced. I mean, you were on your last breath. you were intubated for a week, and then your recovery was about for 3 months in the hospital, but then it took about a year for you to fully recover once you made it home. And once you recovered and you felt settled, you lost your husband, you lost your son. So in the midst of all that, how can you show gratitude? And why should you show gratitude?
Because I cannot see it any other way around. And I was just thinking that I don't think I say goodbye to any years in 1953 because I'm still here. The years that we passed and we went through difficult and happiness, they're still here. The funny things, the sad things, everything. So, and every year is here in our hearts because we cannot get rid of it. Like especially the special years, 1976, 1978, 1922.
1922?
2022.
2022.
2023. All those years are still in my heart. Every piece of the loved one. They still, and I cannot say goodbye to those years. And these years also was, what was for me. I thank the Lord. I'm grateful to the Lord that He gave me the peace to have that gratitude in my heart. And I thank you so much.
You mentioned that it takes the Lord's strength to have gratitude in your heart, and I think you're correct, because in order to have gratitude, in order to show thankfulness when life can be very challenging, it's a strength from up above. It doesn't come willingly to us as humans. So that's something to be grateful, to have the strength through the Lord to have gratitude, even when we should be saying, why should we be grateful? Things are just pretty bad. So I think that's really important what you said, Mom. Any other thoughts?
Just grateful, and I just wait for whatever it comes and face it the same way with gratitude.
Is there something that stood out to you this year?
The closeness that we've been having, I think we've been close, but I think at this time we've been more closer. And the fact to have your children, grown so much, a lot of challenges. But we are blessed. We are blessed to have. You are blessed to be a mom of those two.
I am grateful and have gratitude for having been able to collect moments this year that filled me with joy, gave me some peace, allowed me to reflect, have pushed me to grow, and have challenged me to face my fears. Though my fears still are bountiful, I feel that this year something in me just pushed me forward to try things that I typically wouldn't try. And it gave me a feeling of freedom. It gave me a feeling of freedom, and sort of like just unchained me. And I owe it to God, to the universe. I owe it to, my dad and brother and captain, whose spirits I still feel surround us. For example, it was Friday of last week when we had another visit to Kaiser for the great colonoscopy, and you said, let's pray before you go in. But you said to me, Mija, I know it's going to be okay because I feel so much peace. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't tell you then, I don't know why, but I felt peace too. It was so weird. I felt peace from the beginning of that whole process to the time in the waiting room to be taken in. There was a peace, an indescribable peace, and I'm sort of getting addicted to that peace, because it's not like I did my breathing,
Mm-hmm.
I did my meditation, I listened to my sound bath meditation music. This peace is from the unknown. Well, I call it the unknown, but we know where it's from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better than Valium. It's probably better than a glass of wine. And I'm grateful for that peace, because I'm fortunate to have experienced it a couple times in the last couple of years. And I wonder how many people could attest to that, how many people are aware of it. Like, for example, Mom, when you were here in this hospital in 2020 and 2021, at any point, did you feel some peace?
All the time. Can you believe that? Because I didn't see myself, because I don't know if you know, like when you in the hospital, you say, oh, when they gonna release me? When they gonna release me? I mean, for me, it was not about that. I had that peace that you cannot imagine. Whatever you do to me, I was thankful for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that peace that I said, okay, whenever I get out, whenever I'm well.
One of the things that I don't know if I shared with you, and I've mentioned it a couple of times to people, but I don't know who really has heard me out, is when you were in the hospital, I was praying so hard. And it came to a point where I shared with someone, and this is how I felt. I was praying so hard that it broke me. Like, I felt like I could pray no more. I remember just being on hands and knees and crying, and but in a way it's beautiful, because that's the power of prayer, like to take you to that place where you fall on your knees and you're like,
just imagine
I have no more.
the experience that I have there when I was intubated. And it was me that I saw through the window. I was not in another place. I was in the bed. You never saw that room, but I was across the nurse's station.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I can see, the nurses and males and females, they were praising God. They were singing. When they chanting like, and then I say, but it wasn't another language, like Chinese or something like that. And say, God, but these are for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't, myself, I was looking through the window right there. It's so real. And I see those prayers, your prayers. Like you said, you were praying so much.
That it
And-
knocked the wind out of me.
Yes.
And so for the individuals out there who have been in a similar situation, I'm wondering if their prayers felt the same way, if they can relate. And that's one thing to have gratitude for, is the power of prayer.
The power of prayer.
The power of prayer, the power of that peace that is not your typical peace. It just comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, can I hold on to this feeling forever? Like when I was at the dentist yesterday and they're cleaning me out, I was like, let me feel that peace. And I'm like, Dad, brother, where are you at? I need you. Come here. And I'm like, okay, so maybe they're busy, or maybe they're like, this is easy, Cynthia. We don't have to be there. Yeah, it's beautiful. I do want to, since we're talking about gratitude, I am very thankful and grateful for you, Mom. And I don't think you realize what you did for me and my brother and my dad. But I came across this beautiful poem. It's a beautiful art piece. And there's a beautiful poem on here. I don't know who the artist is, but it goes like this. My mother is the bones of my spine, keeping me straight and true. She is my blood, making sure it runs rich and strong. She is the beating of my heart. I cannot imagine life without her.
That was beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
And that's the way I feel about you. Like, when I talk about you and your brother, in a way kind of different, but in another way so much alike.
Because it's love. It's genuine love that you have for us.
The thing, like the way you show you love to the person,
It's remarkable.
Yes.
So I hope that in ending with love, I hope moving forward that we can embrace love, show love even more, even when times get tougher. And I am looking forward to celebrating 2025 and thanking 2024 for what it brought. And looking forward to your salmon if we get to make it this evening. And
I think so.
So,
and it's so easy. Put the butter, season the salmon, put it.
The hardest is probably the wild rice.
And I had to put it on,
But yes, hopefully we'll get home and begin our meal for the evening. And is there anything you want to tell Kaiser? Because it's sort of like your second home.
I mean, but all the people that are in there, nurses, doctors, therapists, janitors, I mean, name it. I'm so thankful for them.
Yeah.
For the kindness that I receive in there.
Amen. I'm for sure, like the people we have encountered at Kaiser have been the sweetest and most patient, and like the woman who received us for your surgery procedure on your face. I'm laughing because I'm thinking, I don't know if Matthew has, you know how Matthew always acts like the Joker? And what's that saying? You want to know how I got these scars? Or something like that? I can't believe he hasn't used that on you. But Kaiser is a place that I would want to avoid, but I know that we've been here more than we need to be. But I am thankful for the team that walked me through the mammogram. I'm thankful for the team who walked me through the MRI. I'm thankful for the team who walked me through the colonoscopy. I am thankful for the new neurologist that crossed my path, for my primary doctor who said, hey, your season has changed. You are now in a different phase. And I said, no, I'm not. And yes, I am. But
no, I'm not.
but whatever. I and thankful for the love I received at the ophthalmologist today. Grateful for just the dental exam. I followed in my father's and your footsteps. Like, mija, just go to the doctors. It's easy. Go take care of it. Like, yeah, because I had not given myself the opportunity to take a look at all this in 1 year. So grateful for that. So Kaiser, thank you for these wonderful arches and your service, your heart of service. And so
you have a blessed day.
A blessed day and
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And so here we go. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Amen.
I'm hungry again.